There once was a boy who stopped speaking, not because he couldn't, but because somewhere along the way, he decided his voice didn't matter anymore. He used to sing when he was younger, songs about skies and dreams, and a God he thought was always listening. He used to laugh out loud, shout ideas, ask questions that made people think. But the world can be loud and cruel, and over time, the boy began to hear too many other voices. That's a dumb question. You talk too much. You're wrong. No one cares what you think. So quietly, he dug a hole and buried his voice. He still walked, still smiled, still lived. But the world felt muffled, like living underwater. People praised how peaceful he was, how mature and controlled. But deep down, he wasn't peaceful. He was silent. And silence is not the same as peace. He'd hear others speak lies and stay quiet. He'd feel fire rise in his chest, but swallow it back down. He wanted to cry out during worship, but his throat felt like stone. He wondered if God noticed, if God even remembered what his voice sounded like. One night, he had a dream. He was in a field of forgotten things. Rusted keys, broken instruments, crumpled notes, burnt out lanterns. And in the middle of the field, there was a small grave marked, "Here lies the voice of the boy who believed the lies." He fell to his knees and sobbed. And then he heard a sound. Footsteps. A man in white approached, kind-eyed and calm. He knelt beside the boy and said, "Why did you bury your voice?" The boy whispered, "Because it didn't seem worth keeping." The man placed a hand on the ground. "But I gave it to you." With a word, the man touched the soil, and the grave cracked open. Out came not a scream, not a roar, but a gentle breath, a whisper. The boy heard it and recognized it. It was his voice, but it had grown deeper, richer, heavier with purpose. The man smiled and said, "I never forgot the sound of your voice. Even when you buried it, I held it for you. Now, it's time to speak again, not to impress, but to heal." The boy woke up and wept, not from pain, but relief. He spoke again the next day, carefully at first, then boldly. He sang, he prayed, he stood up for truth. And every time fear tried to choke him, he remembered, "I buried my voice, but God buried shame, and only one of them stayed in the ground." Dear God, thank you for waiting at the gravesite of what I thought I had to kill. Thank you for breathing life into the parts of me I thought were too broken to matter. I will not be silent anymore, not because I want to be heard, but because you are worth speaking about. I'm taking my voice back. Sincerely, me.